How you guys doing out there? This is Dr. Steve, and I am the host of the Get Back Right Show. What we're going to be talking about on the Get Back Right Show today is, above all else, love. Next. All right, you guys, we're back, and what we're talking about today on the Get Back Right Show is, above all else, love. And what does that mean? Well, let's go through some stuff. Let's talk about what love is. And this is my list right here. And I'm going to be looking down because I can't remember all these things off the top of my head. So forgive me for that. Love heals. Love strengthens. Love forgives. Love empowers. Love protects. Love inspires. Love restores. And love supports. Love feels. Love builds. And also, the one thing that most people don't understand or don't want to understand or can't see it being a part of love is discipline. Love disciplines. When my children were younger, I disciplined them. And it was because I needed them to walk in the direction that I felt like was best for their lives. And then some people might say, hey, man, that sounds like a dictator. No, God disciplines us because there's a path that he has for us. And when we detour from that path, God then has to discipline us to get us back on that path. And there are some things that we do that God knows is not good for us. And those behaviors, if not corrected, they will destroy us. And so this is why it's important for us to understand that love disciplines. I just got to get that out there. All right. What I want to do right now is I want to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 13. And we're going to show how important love is in our lives. And this verse says that 3 things will last forever: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these 3 is love. The greatest of the 3 is love. And man, I don't want to spoil the ending to this yet. So let me move on to the next verse. The next verse is Colossians chapter 3, verse 14. In that verse, it says, above all, clothe yourself in love, which binds us all together in perfect harmony. My goodness. See, love is a binder. It binds us together. It keeps us together. It's like the glue when you stick 2 pieces of paper together. It's like crazy glue when you need something strong, you know what I'm saying? 2 things that are very hard to, keep together. Love is that thing that keeps us together. It binds us. It bonds us. It's powerful. We need it. Without it, we have nothing. We're just a bunch of loose pieces of paper floating around in the air with no attachment, no feeling, no purpose. The next verse that I want to talk about is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 8. This is a New Living Translation. All these are New Living Translations that I'm giving you. And it says, most important of all, continue to show deep love for each other, for love covers a multitude of sins. Love covers a multitude of sin. God's love for us, sending Jesus on the cross to die for us, covered a multitude of sins that we could not cover, that we could not pay the debt for. I mean, that's powerful. That's how powerful and strong love is. I want to go to a familiar verse that you may know. And this is 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 through 7. And it says that love is patient. and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. It is not irritable, and it keeps no record of being wronged. Now, this is tough. I find a lot of people they're keeping score of how somebody has done something to them. And when you're operating in true love, the love of God, love doesn't keep score of who wronged you or how many times they did it. I'm going to continue with this verse. It says that it does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Love never gives up, never loses faith, is always hopeful, and endures through every circumstance. Love endures through everything in our lives. True love, it endures through the pain, through the trial, through the irritation. Love endures. It keeps going. It doesn't stop. It holds on. Matter of fact, it's like a runner who's running a long distance race. He's running that race and his muscles starting to get tired, but he keeps his focus. He keeps going. He keeps enduring, even though he's tired and his legs want to give out. He keeps enduring and pushing through until he gets to the end. See, that's what love does. Love continues to push through until it gets to the end, until it can finish the race. And see, the race is never finished until we die. And so love never gives up. It endures. I really want you guys to get this, because if you're not operating in this type of love, there's something wrong. Now you can understand what's happening in your life and why things are going crazy in your life, because the type of love that you're using is not the right type of love. And I'm not targeting anybody on this video, but I'm going to speak the truth, and that's the truth. True love is in the Bible. It talks about it as God. God is love. God is the true love. I don't want to spoil my ending. It's coming though. So I'm going to give you these three things, and then I'm going to get off here. And then you think about what I said. So the first one is, love is the heartbeat of everything that God calls us to be. It's the heartbeat of everything that God calls us to be. It is the center. It is the driving force. It is the engine in the car. Without the engine in the car doesn't run. The engine, love, is the driving force. Next, when we love, we reflect the very nature of God, because God is love. So I want you to understand that. When we love, we are reflecting God's nature. So when we don't love, whose nature are we reflecting? I'm going to let you ponder on that one. I know the answer, and it definitely ain't a good nature, and it's definitely not a good entity, spiritual being, and that we are reflecting its behavior. Next, I love this one. Love should be our first choice and our final response. Love should be your first choice in every situation. You should move in love. And your final response, no matter what the situation is, should be love as well. So maybe you're getting irritated by someone in your family, and you started out showing them love. But at the end of it, you were cursing them out. You were slamming doors. You were telling them that you hate them. But what happens if you actually move in love and you say, I'm sorry that you feel like that. I'm sorry that we got off on the wrong foot, and I want to make this right. How can we move forward? Let's compromise. Let's sit down and talk about this. See, that's moving in love. Even if the person declines your offer, your final response was in love. You moved out of obedience to God, and obedience is love to God. And so therefore, you guys, I want you to get this and how powerful love is. Therefore, when you are being obedient to God, you are showing his nature to everyone else. The love that you have for God. You are showing everyone that he is the center of your world and that nothing else matters but him. That he controls everything. That he is your father, that you kneel to him. Guys, I'm going to continue to talk about love, and I'm going to bring it up in different ways because I want you to get this. And I know this is a hard topic for people to listen to understand and be like, oh, this dude's talking about love. I can't stand love. I've been heartbroken. Love doesn't exist anymore. But that is a lie. Love exists. You just have to use the right love. And maybe the individual that you're with is not using the right type of love. And once you know what the right type of love is, then you can help that individual see what that type of love is. And man, I'm going to tell you, there's going to be some ups and downs. There's going to be some pain. It's going to be some hurt because it's not your job to change the person. It's the love of God that you are showing that individual that is going to help change that individual. And it might not change them right now. It might not change them instantly. The change may take time. Because God's plan and purpose has to come first before your want and desire. I think we want what we want. We want it when we want it. And it doesn't matter what God's timing is when we want it. You guys, you know what time it is. I'm Dr. Steve. I got to get back right. You got to get back right. So let's do it together. Let's do it together. Boom, ba-da-dum, boom, 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 boom. Yeah. I'm out.